Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's Ebony and welcome to my wedding series. I'm going to be getting married in Dubai in 2026 and today's vlog is going to be all about me going to find my wedding dress. I've actually already been wedding dress shopping in Dubai. I went to pretty much all of the boutiques and let's just say I'm a bit of a bridezilla. I just did not find the perfect dress that I was looking for. A lot of boutiques in Dubai don't actually stock their own pieces that are resellers for different brands. So there is a lot of options, but obviously they don't stock the full range. So I just didn't find what I was looking for. So this vlog is a little bit crazy because today I'm actually flying off to Sydney because I'm gonna go and find a wedding dress that I've seen online. So you probably think I'm absolutely crazy to fly literally 14 hours across the world to go and buy a wedding dress. But when I say I've done all the boutiques in Dubai, I really have. So I resorted to online shopping and I think I found the perfect one, but I just didn't feel comfortable committing to the dress without flying there and seeing it myself. So the wedding dress shop I'm going to visit is called the Ivory Room. I actually found them on TikTok and I went on their website, had a look through their dresses and then did a virtual consultation with them. So you actually pick out 5 dresses for the virtual consultation and one of the ladies in the boutique actually shows you them on Zoom, which was pretty cool. And it gave me a good idea of the dress and they give you an in-depth detail about it, how it falls, how it sits, how it fits, everything like that. So yeah, like I said, I think I've seen the one that I want and tomorrow I will be flying to Abu Dhabi. I'm actually there for 2 days. I'm doing a long stopover to attend my friend's hen do. But yeah, tonight we're packing. I'm just waiting for Brad to get home, my fiance, from work, just so we can sit, have dinner, say goodbye, and then I think he's actually gonna head back to work. But yeah, let me show you how the packing's going. I'm flying with Etihad from Riyadh, so flying to Abu Dhabi, and they do this sort of stopover option where if you're stopping over for 2 nights, you actually get a free hotel in Abu Dhabi. If you want to see more information about that, check out Brad's video because it's actually really interesting. It's actually quite a good deal and it makes the flight a lot cheaper. I'm actually stopping over for 3 days and we're actually heading down to Dubai for the hen do. So they do actually obviously keep your bag because it's part of a transit. So I've got to take 2 bags, a suitcase to check in and then a sort of carry-on bag with all of my clothes for the hen do. So here's my backpack that I'm going to take as a carry-on. So this has got all my clothes for the hen do. I've got some pink Kit Kats in there. The theme of the hen is actually pink, so I thought they'd be cute. Some Japanese face masks for the first night for the girls. My airport fit, I've actually bought this cute little pink top so that I can stay within theme throughout, which I think is cute. And then I'll fill up all my toiletries obviously tomorrow morning with my toothpaste and everything. And then I've got my lovely new Rimowa, which I got in Japan, which I'm loving. So all my clothes are pretty much packed, basically. I've saved some room for toiletries and also some extra bits because I love shopping in Australia. It's so good. So that's definitely going to get full. My flight is going to be at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, which means I need to get there around like 6 a.m. So I will be up at 5, which is crazy. We're just gonna have a chilled night in tonight. I'm actually gonna catch up on You because I've not seen the new season. And then yeah, go to bed early.
It's gorgeous.
I don't want to try it on because I don't want to, if it's out of the price range, I don't want to fall in love. We just said yes to the dress! Finally! So So that was a bit of an overview of my wedding dress shopping in Australia, and I did say yes to the dress. I didn't actually want to take any videos of me trying on dresses because I don't want my fiance to see, and yeah, I want it to be a surprise for the big day. So I actually wanted to answer some questions and give some tips and tricks on buying a wedding dress, because for most of us, it's our first time doing this. And when I started shopping, I had no clue. Obviously, I'd seen bits and pieces online, but I didn't really know the process and how or where to start. So first up, I am getting married in Dubai, and my family actually lived there. I used to live there as well. So that's where I decided to look for my wedding dress, as I thought it'd be a bit easier. And even though I didn't end up buying my wedding dress in Dubai, I wanted to take you through a few of the boutiques that are actually there in Dubai that I personally went to and checked out, so that if you are looking to shop for your wedding dress in Dubai, then you have a list here that you can refer to. So first up, we have UNI Bridal. I think I paid around 200 dirham for the consultation, and you actually get like an hour and a half in there all to yourself, and you also get some champagne. Then next we went and tried out Ginger and Poppy, which was actually my favorite out of all the boutiques that I did go to. They stock a lot of Australian brands, and I did actually end up buying my mini dress in here. The boutique is very like aesthetic, and yeah, the designers that they had really suited me and what I was looking for. However, I didn't find my perfect dress there. I think I paid around 150 for my appointment there, and then my follow-up appointment to actually go and confirm my mini dress was free of charge. And I do also want to note that when I did say yes to my mini dress, they gave me a cute little tote bag with like a notepad, a candle, and a little white hair tie, which I thought was a really cute touch. Then we went to Bridal Atelier, and I would say these are more higher end, more pricier dresses. The boutique was also stunning, but I feel you didn't get the whole sort of personalized treatment as much here. There was other people in the studio looking at dresses and doing their appointments too. Whereas when I did Ginger and Poppy and UNI, you actually had the studio all to yourself. So I actually paid 200 dirham for a 2-hour appointment at Bridal Atelier. They gave you a cute little like drink if you wanted a tea or a coffee or a water, and you got a little cookie as well with that. The actual space to get changed in was amazing, and they had lots of staff to help you get into the dress and tying it up. I did see a good contender here, but the dress I looked at that I was considering was 18,000 dirham, which was one of the most expensive I'd personally looked at. And because it wasn't 100% perfect, I decided to leave it. Another one I quickly wanted to mention is Lume. I didn't actually end up going there, but I do know that they stopped a brand called Kaya, which is super popular, and they have really nice, stunning dresses that are super like modern and in fashion. But yeah, if you're looking for Kaya and specific brands, then I would definitely check them out. Then I went to another place called Rebecca's, and they had a lot of dresses in here. I would say they were not as like in fashion maybe. They were a bit more like standard and generic wedding dresses. So depending on what you're looking for, you could find your perfect dress here. And one thing I do want to mention that I really enjoyed about this particular studio was that they were so helpful with customizations, and they actually were bringing fabric over, pinning stuff and everything to try and show me how I could customize it in the way I wanted. The dresses were also on the more affordable side, ranging from like 5,000 to 8,000 dirhams. So yeah, if you have a low budget, then I definitely recommend looking there, and they were really helpful. And I believe they can also customize a wedding dress from scratch for you, obviously if you have the time frame to do that. And then lastly, I went to Mary Trufel, which was in City Walk. I would say they sort of cater more towards like Arabic weddings. The dresses are very over the top, but I did find some really beautiful pieces that I loved. However, all of the dresses I tried on just weren't quite right. I did feel like the material and the quality of the dresses was not as great as what I'd seen in some of the other boutiques. The prices were very affordable, ranging from around 5,000 to 10,000 dirhams. But yeah, I just felt like the quality and the material just wasn't quite it. And when you took pictures and actually felt like the dress on, you could really tell. So yeah, I did find some cute pieces in there, and I definitely recommend checking it out anyway, because you might find something you like. So another thing that I also found difficult in Dubai is that I'm looking for a Western wedding dress, and a lot of the shops here do cater to Indian, Pakistani and Arabic weddings, and that's because these are huge and the girls actually get multiple dresses for their weddings. So a lot of wedding dress shops cater towards this, so it is harder to find boutiques that cater towards Western style dresses. So this is something that I found when looking for my dress. So a few tips when starting to look for your wedding dress. So obviously I did all of these appointments, and as I mentioned, they were paid. So I would recommend going to a boutique that actually offers a free try on service, so you can actually go see the dresses, try on all of the different styles and figure out exactly what you want. I realized that my first appointment that I paid 150 or 200 dirham for, I just spent the time trying on different styles, and normally you only have time to try on like 5 to 6 wedding dresses. So by the time I tried on 5 to 6 different styles, I'd actually figured out what I like. I didn't have time to look through all the other options in that kind of style, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I recommend going to a free appointment first. Once you know what you're looking for, look online on all the other boutiques, see what they have available in the style that you like, and then book the appointment and pay for it. And that way you're gonna save yourself a lot more money than what I did. And I would say the appointments range from 1 hour to 2 hours, and what I found is they're between 150 to 250 dirham. And now, timeline for your dress. So you might think that walking into a boutique, you can just pick the dress off the shelf and walk home with it the same day. This is not the case. The dresses you see in the studio are actually like sample pieces. So these are just examples of what the dress looks like and the sample showpiece. So you try that on, they clip you in and show you how it will actually fit you once it's in your size. And once you say yes to the dress, they actually send it off to the designer with your measurements. And sometimes the measurements are split into like 3 different areas or 4 different areas. They'll measure each of them areas and pick the size category that fits closest to you, and then they'll order the dress. And ordering the dress can take anywhere from 6 to 8 months. So if you are planning to get married, make sure you consider this in your timeline, and obviously leave enough time to look for your dress and have a couple of weeks or a month or so to actually look around different studios before you say yes. And then once you have said yes to the dress and it arrives back into the studio, then keep in mind that you will need to do alterations. So they will get it as close to your size as possible, but they do come in like size categories. So it might not be kind of perfect. Like for me, I was between 2 size categories. I actually sized up to be safe. They did say to size down, but I didn't want to take the risk, because what if my weight fluctuates, or I get here and it's too small, and it's going to be a lot harder to take it out than it is to take it in. So once my dress actually arrives here, I will have to take it and get alterations, which is then an additional cost. They do estimate it's around 1,200 dirhams to 1,500 dirhams, but obviously it really depends how much you're getting it altered and where you're going for your alterations. And then yeah, talking about the prices of alterations, moving into prices of the actual dresses. Like I said, I saw a big range from 5,000 to 20,000 dirham. The dress I actually went ahead with was 15,000 dirhams, but obviously I am going to have to pay the shipping on top to get it shipped all the way over from Australia, and then once it gets here I will have to do the alterations as well. So the cost can add up very quickly, so keep all of them things in mind and don't just look at the price of the dress. You've got to consider everything in to get to your total cost. But yeah, I think that should answer all your questions and give you some tips and tricks when you go to buy your own wedding dress. If you have any other questions, please do comment them below and I'll be happy to get back to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.